Hi guys, welcome to our daily encounter. Hezekiah is one of the kings that is remembered for being a good king there in Judah. He was one who brought revival to the nation of Judah. He was the one who was instrumental in diverting Assyria, although it was really the Lord that did it, but he entreated the Lord and they were spared from Assyria coming in and taking over Jerusalem. Well, there came a point where Hezekiah actually got really, really sick, as we read about today, to the point that he was going to die. And again, he entreats the Lord, and the Lord gives him another 15 years. Well, the king of Babylon hears about the fact that Hezekiah was sick. He sends messengers down to Hezekiah, and Hezekiah shows him all of his wealth and all the things that he had there in Jerusalem. And he didn't leave anything unhidden. Probably out of pride, not just to be hospitable, here, let me show you some nice things. It's more like, hey, look what I've amassed. Look how great I am. Seems to be what was going on. And I think that's evident based on how the Lord responds to the situation, because he tells him that this was going to affect not him, not during his reign, because he was a good king, but his sons were going to be affected by this. And the Lord was going to bring judgment. And it's interesting what Hezekiah says when he receives this message. It says in verse 19 of 2 Kings 20, "Then Hezekiah said to Isaiah, 'The word of the Lord which you have spoken is good.' And then it says, 'For he thought, is it not so, if there will be peace and truth in my days?'" So he's like saying, yeah, okay, well, what you said is good. All the while thinking to himself, well, at least it's not going to happen in my day. At least I'm not going to see it happen. Which kind of reveals a little bit of Hezekiah's heart, in that it reveals that he didn't really have much of a concern for future generations. He was more concerned with, well, it's not going to affect me, so, okay, well, we're good to go. And I think this shows, or comes to a head in the next chapter when we read about Manasseh, his son after him, who became one of the most wicked kings, not only in Judah, but in all of Israel. Really, really bad king. And he's kind of the one that is pointed to later on when it talks about just how sinful Judah had become. And it's very likely that this attitude of, not really being concerned for the future generations might affect the way that he dealt with his children, at least with Manasseh, and therefore it caused a lot of problems and led to a lot of problems in Judah, which is a good lesson for us to learn, because oftentimes we can get so caught up in our own lives and just kind of making things comfortable for ourselves and just kind of doing our own thing, even good things that we might get involved in spiritual activities and service to the Lord, that it might be that sometimes we forget the next generation and the generation after that and even future generations after that. And that's something we shouldn't do. We should be concerned about, hey, how is this going to affect future generations? And what am I doing to make an impact on future generations? And this can be, of course, by parents. Parents are usually naturally concerned about this, but it could be anybody that's concerned about, hey, where is the direction of the human race going? Or where's the direction of the future generations of the people that I have an influence over? And to be concerned about that. It might be true that we're not going to see those days, but we still should be concerned about those things, because they could affect our legacy. They could affect a lot of things. And of course, we want to leave a good legacy and to cause, of course, the glory of the Lord to expand even through future generations. So let's think about that today. How much are we really working towards those next generations of individuals? Are we really looking ahead? Are we being proactive when it comes to the future of the church, the future of Christianity, of the faith? Are we really doing what we can to make sure that future generations are strong in the Lord and that they can pick up the mantle and we can pass on the torch or the baton, whatever analogy you want to use, and pass it on to the next generation so that they too can stand for the truth and move it on to the next generation, so that the word of the Lord will not only spread geographically, but also throughout history. And so that should be our concern, and that should be our heart. So let's think about that today as we do our reading. I do thank you guys for watching the video today. Hope you guys have a great day. Love you guys. God bless.